Welcome back. It's still the news review segment, and right now, let us check out another story, and it's on illegal mining, or popularly known as galamsey. And before we get into the story, obviously, if you were just joining us, we had a conversation on the 39 protesters that have been actually remanded by the court, but we should also remember that these people were out there also protesting against galamsey. So, now, our next story, illegal mining. Prof. Kwesi Aning slams government over failure to combat menace. Illegal mining or galamsey has actually been a long blight on Ghana's environment, but the issue has taken a new urgency, and this new urgency is the public cry. You know, different bodies all fighting against this menace. And we have a story here on citynewsroom.com, which we're going to be looking at, and then we get straight into the story. So security analyst Prof. Kwesi Aning says Ghana has been thrown into what can be termed as a galam state due to the failure of the state actors to clamp down on illegal mining activities popularly known as galamsey. Prof. Aning likens the failed fight against the canker to crime convergence, where the mistrust in the security agencies and almost non-existent law had encouraged many to engage in illegality with impunity. Speaking at the CSO post-engagement with political parties on mining mining at Ebrim, Prof. Aning warned that government could soon witness the worst security, environmental, and economic effects of destructive galamsey activities. He says, Ghana has now been characterized as a galam state. Galam state is a state that is captured and linked to a higher force of grand corruption. In a galam state, the practice is normalized and the people are silenced or limited to mere noises on the sidelines. In the galam state, there is a perfect blend between criminally minded politicians and politically minded criminal gangs, creating a hybrid forms of governance. In such a scenario, the traditional rule of the state to arrest, investigate, prosecute, adjudicate, adjudicate cases of accused persons and incarcerate or fine them, which are high key ingredients to the state resilience, are not present. Ghana has reached the stage where the next stage, where the consolidation of the galam state will be the forming of mafia criminal gangs. The crimes and collusions are so intertwined. To stop galamsey, we need to look at the multiple other institutions that make these crimes possible and where there are embedded individual and group interest. Okay, Loretta, I'm going to start with you. Obviously, I'm starting with you because your government is in power, and this conversation has been going on for a while now, and reading this, you would actually see sense, a lot of sense in everything that he says. If this is not clamped down, it's going to affect us in different ways, and that we already know. And like yesterday, we were talking about it here on this same segment, that let's look at it at this way. First, we're going to be talking about our environmental issues, which trickles down to our health. And to solve all these problems, we are still going to be needing money from the states. And these monies are coming from our pockets. It's taxpayers' money. And who knows, as we have the COVID levy while trying to fight COVID, who knows, maybe in some next years, if this is not stopped, there's probably going to be another levy fighting this issue. So your party is in power right now, and the cries have been loud. But some people in your parties, instead of, handling the situation or trying to talk about this, in a meticulous form, we've seen people trying to blame the other party while this government is in power. What are your thoughts on these issues, especially with everything he says? Can you see the truth in everything he says? Can you see that this is going to trickle down into different forms, crimes, health issues, and all that?
Chris, if we are now seeing the truth, then I wonder where we've all been in this country if we are now seeing the truth. It's strange for
now
us.
seeing the truth as in?
No, from what you're saying, you said is what he's saying is the truth. What he's espousing is what the situation is.
Or can become.
Come again?
Or can
we are
be,
where he's predicting
Yeah.
we should be.
Yeah.
We are already there.
Okay. Okay.
So
I
this
like
is
that.
not, I don't think this is, with all due respect, new knowledge.
Right.
Unless no one has been following. This is where we are already there. How long have we been having this discussion? At least for the past few weeks that I've been coming here.
We've
Illegal
talked about it,
mining
exactly.
comes here.
Yeah, we've talked
You've
about it
been
about
here,
3
we
times.
talked about it. David has sat
Yeah,
here.
the same
we
thing.
Talked about it. So for me, after all the talk, after all the nice speeches, I sat here and said that combating illegal mining, I mean, it's great to lay the, it's fair
Yeah.
to lay the blame at the doorstep of government.
Right.
Because that is leadership. But what is government? Who makes the government?
The people, actually.
It's the people.
The people.
It's what? Government by the people,
for the people.
for the people.
Yeah.
Right. So it's fair to lay the blame at the doorstep of government. But after laying the blame at the doorstep of government, what next? It's collective. Why do we have a Witness Protection Act? It's for whistleblowers.
Whistleblowing.
Why do we have the right to information law? It's for us to get access to information. Hitherto, if you are not within the establishment, you won't have. Why do we have institutions to deal with corruption? Is to curb some of these issues. And Galamsey has now become pervasive. There was this time I was coming back. I went through, the flight I took was from Madrid. And almost, should I say 70% of the people on the flight were Chinese. I was curious. So one was sitting by me and I asked where. So for me, my first assumption is, tourism. Because, I mean, Ghana has a lot of tourist attractions and all that. So in my curiosity to know where this person is going, said, where are they going to? You know, most of them don't speak very good English. Said, he's going to Kumahe.
Oh.
I mean, that was strange. So I probed further. And most of these people were being brought. They had a leader who was bringing them to go and work in places in Ashanti region and beyond. The person sitting in China, the first thing he's telling me is Kumahe. I mean, ideally, isn't it the capital?
Right.
Government will lead with the security, with legislations, with making sure that things are done. But the person who gives their land, which is also illegal, because the land may be for you, but the moment mineral deposits are discovered, it ceases to be yours. Because the mineral deposits are in trust by government. So the people giving their cocoa lands to these people coming from nowhere, we can arrest these people. We can deport them. We can jail them. But if we as a people are not encouraging them to come in and giving them our lands, would they come?
They won't.
Look,
because they can't just leave China,
and just come straight
and know that okay, there's gold
there's
here.
gold here. And galamsey is illegal. It's not small-scale mining. It's not large-scale mining. Galamsey is illegal. We've been fighting galamsey since 1989. That is why I say, if anybody says that this is the truth now, why are we all shouting now? Because of the turbidity of water. And like I said the other time, the water running through my pipe, the bottled, and some people say, oh, people are buying bottled water. Do you know where the water is being bottled?
Or the pure water.
The source of the water. So this water doesn't know tribe, doesn't know party color, doesn't know names.
Doesn't know the rich, doesn't know the poor.
Exactly. So it's collective to us. I don't begrudge anybody staying in Accra, because that is where the seat of government is, and protesting. But I will join any group that wants to go further down to the areas and do sensitization. Because you see, it borders on our moral fiber. It borders on every aspect of our life. For how many years now, one of the key campaigns has been on what? Climate change.
Sure.
Why? All these things affect climate change. The afforestation and all those things affect climate change. Now we are talking about weather, we are talking about rains, we are talking about heavy rains and all that. What were we taught when we were in basic school? Trees are supposed to be windbreaks.
Yes. Yeah.
So if we're cutting them,
we no longer have
so you
trees
see,
and all that.
we need to get to the bottom of it.
But how long will it take us to get to the bottom of it?
When we all come together, ensure that government does what government has to be done, but as citizens too, our civil responsibility. Even in one of our laws, I'll get it, there's a citizen arrest in that context of it. Let's even say the military and the police joint patrol. Apart from the guarding galamsey sites, they have to make sure that we are all safe. Do we have enough security to put in all those sites? So if they come, they pick information and come to your area and get the people out, and they move to the same area. We have to blow the whistle for them to know that the people you pushed out have come back. So it's a collective responsibility, not to take responsibility from government. Government still has to do what's the responsibility of government, but we as citizens, seeing our livelihoods being, I mean, all the groups doing the protest and all that. I had, Darrell Arocha saying that there was a meeting that was called and they refused to go. You refuse to go. Who is going to espouse what you want heard? It's collective. In between the protest, in between all that we are doing, I think it's high time we also start speaking to each other and sensitizing each other. And knowing that apart from it affecting our health, affecting our environment, our general well-being, it goes down to the morals that we are building up for future generations.
All right.
So if anybody is saying that we are going to get there tomorrow, we are already there.
All right.
And we all need to have our hands on deck to
on
make
deck.
sure that anybody perpetrating this crime has to be brought to book.
All right. So before I let you come in, we actually have some comments from our viewers from Facebook and also at home. We have one here from Facebook. You have people destroying water bodies in forest. You can't arrest them, but you are quick to arrest protesters because they destroyed party posters. All right, so I think that's for you.
Oh, but when the
and that's from BF
when the Attorney General, there are hundreds of people who will be prosecuted and arrested for these Galamsey crimes.
Yeah.
That is data that is out there for everybody.
They say about 800. But now some people are also
saying,
see, can we see the people?
For how long? I mean, that's it.
It's
there's right to information.
Who are those people?
There's right to information law. The prison service is there. The Attorney General's office is there. The police service is there. It's not like the attorney.
800.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is data that is there. But for how long can we continue putting them in the prisons? We all need to be on there. Let's stop encouraging people. Let's stop. You see, and when I talk about our morals, Chris, we've gotten to a point in our country where it's what you wear and what you dress that gives you the right attention.
Right.
And that is a fact.
Right. I'll let you go.
Why?
But you finished talking. Why are you talking again?
I was asked the question.
Nobody
I shouldn't answer.
She read something. Yeah, you jumped in. Forget that one. And the guy is right. Like you asked, where are the people who have been arrested?
Yeah, someone also asked.
Like she said, fine, we can't hold them forever. But you see, you arrest people who have been sent to go and work. It's like I've been sent to, I've gone to a building site.
A mason.
A mason, or just a laborer, just looking for something to eat. And you go to those areas. I'm partly from those areas. I'm from, I used to Aning, so I'm close to some of those areas. And they are telling you, they tell the children that the money will give you at the end of the day is more than what a banker gets. Won't you go and do it?
Well,
a banker is dressed nicely. We sometimes look at them
when
when
we are
ignorant
about it, you would do it.
Yes, of course. Most of them are. And they are hungry. You see, we have over 850,000 citizens who have been pushed down the poverty line. And most of them are in these areas, rural areas. And they can't also, I was watching a video of some of these boys who are doing Galamsey. They said they are in the forest. They can't go and steal. So this is what they will do. So if they are hungry and there is no job for them to do, what do you expect? Galamsey has been with us not today. And then they used to mine in areas where the big companies, like most Obuasi mines and those.
The abandoned shafts.
Abandoned pits and all that. That's where they will go dig deep and also go and find something. Why this thing started, we don't even know. And the question I've been asking, after we've mined or have we finished mining all the lands? So why the water? And somebody was telling me, that place, the gold is rich. I said, gold is gold. Whatever is rich, I don't even understand. That richness of gold and not being rich. Even if you are doing something illegal, why not stay out of the water bodies? Yes. Loretta spoke about arrest. We arrested people, yes. We saw excavators being bent. They took people out of their, these are not illegal miners. So these are people with license. These are miners, small-scale miners. But the illegal ones are those...
There was a ban on small-scale mining
at a point.
Then there were some of them too that are diverted from their concessions. You remember that somewhere in Eastern region, some had diverted their concessions beyond into the water bodies that you're talking about.
It's because you see, when this ban came, and most of the people who had licenses had been stopped to mine, the small-scale miners, they took the concessions and gave it to their people.
Who?
The MPP.
Who?
The MPP took these concessions and gave it to their people. Who? That we were going to.
You see,
we have a lot of names. Don't we have Protozwa?
Mention names.
Now we are going to have Ewusi. They are all going to, they are all in their constituencies. They want to enter parliament. These are known Galamseyers, illegal miners. These are people. Charles Bisu, he's the first illegal miner, criminal that we saw counting money on video. What happened to him? He's at the seat of government, working for this government, and they all want to enter. I think one of your sister stations went to Suhum sometime, and Protozwa was presented with galamsey water to drink. I don't know if you saw that video.
Because he was presented galamsey water, that makes him a galamsey.
Oh, please, don't tell me because he's your person, so you don't know that he's into galamsey. They took concessions from people who had concessions and gave it to MPP people. You brought this galam stop, Vanguard, Operation whatever. It didn't stop anything because all these security agencies that were put there now were compromised. It became a corruption syndicate. We have MCs going for monies from these people with concessions or from these miners. We have assemblymen taking their own monies. We have even the security personnel that we have sent there to go and take people out of that place. And you call this fighting. Now you want us to help you. We are ready to help the government if the government is doing the right thing. Because the people behind all this, they know it. They are with them. They are their friends. They are people in MPP government. At least I've mentioned some of their names. And these are people who want to go to parliament. So these people, if they are enacting laws, will they fight or protect the people? When this a country, when is there a regional vice or something, told the people, the party here, allow the people to go to do galamsey because we need money as a party for campaign. We heard them say that they are not going to do anything about this galamsey this 2024 because in 2020 they lost elections in the galamsey areas. So for them, it is not.
It's not a priority.
A priority because they want to win elections in galamsey areas. So people should continue. You go to those areas and sometimes I ask the people around, do you drink from these water bodies? Fortunately, you know, in villages we have small ponds, we have small waters. So they go to those riversides, those small riversides. Like my village, I have a small village where the breeze still comes from. We have like 4 ponds, water bodies that you can get. So they get those ones. But whilst they are doing this, they should know that those things will affect those sources of water. And at a point, they won't even get water. And like she said, this water, I bought some water when I realized it was made in Kumasi. I decided not to drink because I was scared.
Because it was made in Kumasi?
Yes, the reason being that I know that those areas have more of this galamsey going on. And the water can be clean, but it's the chemical out of it.
Yeah.
So we have to push we said the water was expired. And when I read, water doesn't expire, but we were scared that the fact that the water was coming from Kumasi. Accra is not safe. Because most of the river that joins Weja, one is Densu, and it's coming from the eastern region. And eastern region is a hub. We were here when somebody said, is it Frimpong Boateng, Professor Frimpong Boateng said, he said, in Nanado's garden, they were mining galamsey. I know of a chief in Achim whose behind the mother's kitchen. They were mining. That one, I don't want to talk about it.
But we saw, but later we saw videos about, that took us behind that side. And
behind the mother's kitchen, or Hini Mami kitchen, they were mining galamsey. And these are things that is worrying. We can sit here and deny it. But if the thing is in your house, if you cannot tell your people, stop this. We have to think of Ghanaians first. You can't go and tell people to not to stop mining because party hinska, or because you are scared of losing election. You, as a president, put your presidency on the line. That if you are not able to solve this galamsey, you do what? But what happens? Yeah. Power sweet now. And he's also getting the money. If he's not getting the money, I'm sure Nana I know will go after the people. But because he's getting some of the money, he's quiet about it.
You see,
no, don't come here. Don't let me talk.
I tried.
No. I'm not doing.
You can talk. Let me finish. You see, this is why we still where we are with this problem, because you try to solve it, and our competitors will move around, jumping around, making statements that are unwarranted.
Like which one?
Let's go back. I was avoiding making it the blame game. But you see,
who should I go and blame, Laura, to? Myself?
2020.
NDC.
In the height of fighting this thing, their flag bearer spoke about letting people go. People who have been arrested go. They are still repeating
I gave you an example of me going to a galam.
One of their communicators. There are videos. I can
if
give them
Kweku can
to
prevent you,
I can give them to
Kweku
you.
Buahin.
You
Who
get
is Kweku
it?
Buahin?
In
Now
the
he's not even a national
in
officer.
the heat of the campaign, you are talking about what people say. In the heat of the campaign, the flag bearer said, "Who leave people who have been arrested," and they are still repeating it now. That they will give amnesty to people who have been
kingpins are in the Flagstaff house.
In illegal.
The kingpins are now running to Parliament.
There are people who have said, "We'll let you come back."
They don't know.
We'll let you
just
come back.
arrest
When the
people
president
who
said
are not
he was ready
the ones
to
with
put
the
his
concessions
presidency on the line. We fought Galamsey. What happened? We want only one mining say. That is Takwa in Swahili. So if that is not putting your presidency on the line, what is it? Even when they were fighting, pushing.
So can he do it again?
Pushing. But
the
security.
Didn't not the president in Parliament
read the statement on the president saying the police and the security should take charge of it. So is this hypocrisy of our compatriots?
No.
And yet they think that they are alternative. They should tell us what they will come and do. Apart from giving people who've been arrested amnesty. Apart from allowing people to do it. And when you ask them, they'll tell you that the people who are there, when there's a crime, who is arrested?
I will do that in 1 minute.
When people are being arrested for from the democracy, did they go and arrest people in their houses? There were people on there, but there were people supporting them on social media and other places. So it's this hypocrisy we must check. What are they going to do about Galamsey?
Can prevent you from what you intended to do. Now, then I want to say that whatever you are doing is just useless. Then it's just fair to say it was useless. And
in 1 minute.
In quote, who is Kweku Buahin?
What are they going to do about Galamsey?
Galamsey will say
apart from giving
we'll
amnesty,
make sure that
what are they going
apart
to
from
do?
the amnesty, which we will do,
should
because
tell
all
us.
those people in jail are
They
not
should
the
tell us
ones
what they are
behind those
going to do. We
concessions.
are talking about
The
gold catchers,
kingpins are the ones who are
community
now running
mining.
to
What are they
Parliament,
going
like
to
the
do?
Protos ones, like the Wusis and the Chasbis.
We are
Those are the ones you will go after.
stop it
They
before
are the
it
ones
starts.
we should
What
go
are they
after,
going to
and
do?
we will go after.
What's
Those
the
ones
alternative
who
apart
just
from
went to
giving
look for
amnesty
their
to
daily
illegal
bread.
miners?
We are going to make sure that they don't mine in the forest, in the areas like Akonta is doing, Akonta Mines, which is owned by the Ashanti Regional Chairman, Wuntumi, is doing. And we'll make sure that all the forest reserves that they have destroyed, we are going to employ the young people in the communities who, because of our hungry, will go and mine, will plant, which is not happening. We don't care. Because we are going to do it. We've done it before. We make sure that the beaches were swept so that we don't have rubbish entering the sea. Today, all those people are out. Our fishes are eating politics and we are swallowing it.
All right, ladies.
What's up? I'm giving you the things when you are crying. We are going to take Akonta mining out of the forest.
Okay, so Akonta mining.
Reforestation.
What else?
All the other ones. Reforestations will happen. We are going to plant. We are going to plant.
Thank you so much.
That's what I'm telling you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's actually been heated in the studio right now. We saw your messages. Thank you for sending in your messages. And then let's take a quick break and we'll come back with more.
What are you going to do?
It will stop.
How are you going to care? We are talking